there are a lot of things going on in the anniversary event. Lots of things to do, lots of things to get done, lots of ways to grind out the currencies. But what is the best way to maximize patch 11.0.5? Let's see what the Comeback Kids have to say on how to maximize this event and how to best spend your new currencies.
Okay, 11.0.5 is finally here, and we have tons of new content with the 20th anniversary event. Bronze tokens to buy the HD Tier 2 set gear. Drakthir can now play as brand new classes. Tons of updates to all your certain classes and specs that are absolutely broken now. Definitely not the Elemental Shaman dealing 5 million DPS in Raid. And brand new updates to weekly content to make it better for your alternate characters. So today we're going to be breaking down everything you can do in 11.0.5 really quick and the best and most efficient way to do it, so you don't waste your time. Before we dive into the video though, support the channel by checking out today's sponsor. One of those normal days at work where you're just starting to feel run down, pick-me-up coffee isn't quite cutting it? I think you need an RPG game with fantastic story, dungeons, stylized graphics, and sound design that fits all in the palm of your hand. Wartune Ultra is a traditional turn-based RPG strategy cultivation game with medieval magic art style. Cultivate, build your own city by upgrading your equipment, recruiting soldiers. You can dive into story dungeons, underground labyrinths to explore, massive world bosses to conquer and destroy, where all of these are centered around you. And listen, for you player versus player lovers out there, you have arenas, PvP events, capturing cities to really give you a nice adrenaline rush. Wartune Ultra is also hosting a brand new event on their Facebook page where you have a chance to win a full value trip to China, spending 6 nights at a luxury hotel. So if you want to participate for absolutely free, check out the link in the description below. Listen.
Perfect. That was perfect, DJ. My God, that freaking cracked me up. Yeah, who still uses Facebook? I feel like it's just a bunch of Karens talking about politics or like how they go to church in the morning and then they're cooking the meal for the husband, and we just went out. We're in Tennessee and we just took the kids to church this morning. Now we're heading out to the apple orchard. You know, that kind of that's what I see on Facebook. I don't even use Facebook anymore. I don't know who does.
I personally love the storyline being around the European-like culture, and it's focusing on you and your journey to conquer the demons and save the world.
I have Facebook, don't use it though.
Heroism and mythology are key selling points for me here, which I really found awesome growing up playing fantasy games. It's also not one of those games that look like cheesy and weird. It has its own art style and its really predominant theme of fantasy, but then they also have more modern elements in areas such as outfits, mounts, weapons, all of this to enhance your appearance and give you the room for customization. There's a reason this IP has been around for over 12 years, and actually it's been originating beginning as a web game. It's developed by the original team behind that class of the web game with 100% faithful recreation of its original game. You can start earning rewards today. Check out the link in the description below where you can reunite with your old friends and kickstart that classic adventure. Thanks Wartune Ultra for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the content. Okay, right off the bat, the first thing you should be doing is heading on over to the 20th anniversary event down in Tanaris. Don't forget you have both the, respective portals in Stormwind as well as Orgrimmar, so you don't need to just fly there and waste a bunch of time. When you arrive, of course, you want to turn in and complete the introductory quest and, get a feel for the event and everything going on around you. But if you look around, there are loads of quests that you can get done relatively quickly to start farming out some coins, which will be used to purchase some very nice anniversary
and reputation bonuses.
Don't forget, additionally, you could complete the daily activity event where you earn 10% to your XP and reputation gain for up to 12 hours, which is going to be really great for leveling up those alternate characters. I'm personally using this to level up my Feral Druid right now, and it is very, very quick as I'm spamming time walking dungeons, so definitely make sure to grab this. Also, the fastest way I found to get this quest done to earn the rewards is just to simply do the other daily or weekly quest marked around the area or just spamming time walking dungeons. Don't participate in the fun events if you're strictly going to try and get this quest bar filled up.
If you really want to grind shit out quick, doing all of the little, like the transmog contests and all that, like, it's not really worth it. Those things are more of, you got to do the achievements to get that, Icy Boy Phoenix mount. But other than that, if you really don't want to waste time, just bypass those for now. Don't wait for them to happen. Don't do them. Yeah, they're only going to give you achievements.
Because it would take a very long time to do so. Moving on now to the weekly quest and how you earn some of these coins. First up, you have the World Boss quest, which is called Timely Gate Crashes, which requires you to kill the 3 world bosses around in Tanaris. So the idea is that you open up your map, you fly to the location of your choosing, and then you kill each of the 3 bosses. And it relatively should be easy for you. Not only that, I did it at like 11:30 at night, and there were still people getting this done, so you
Yeah, there's
should
a lot
have
of
no
people doing it
problem
right now.
getting to a group or finding someone to do it very efficiently. Of course, it is great to kill these world bosses for the quest. Don't forget they also drop their super rare mounts potentially as well as 590
Right.
veteran gear for a chance also. So it took me about 10 to 15 minutes. Very easy.
Basically, this is a better thing to do than the BRD raid right now. If you're going to do the raid, and just for the purpose of getting the currency, whatever, just go do LFR, the last version, kill the final boss, and complete the quest. Other than that, this is going to give you better gear, to be honest, for the effort. Because right now, BRD is so overtuned, and yet they nerfed normal this morning, but heroic is still crazy overtuned. Ridiculous. So you're better off just doing these damn world bosses, getting the 590 gear and upgrading it, rather than going and wasting your time wiping to the first boss in BRD heroic for 2 hours.
Get this done, get the coins, go about your day. Next
Don't tell
up,
me
my
what to do,
favorite quest
Sam.
is actually going to be the time walking event quest called An Original Path Through Time, which has you complete five
I
different
just
time
completed
walking
this
dungeons
yesterday.
in the classic era. You have Deadmine, Stratholme, Maradon, and Zul'Farrak, which was an absolute blast to go dive into again.
Yeah.
If you're looking to consistently get that reputation or XP buff done, the number one way is going to simply just spam this time walking dungeon a few times, as it fills up your daily bar very, very quickly on its own. So if you're on an alternate character, I would say the number one thing to do is log in, complete these dungeons to get a ton of XP as well as the XP bonus.
Another thing that you're going to get from these, by the way, is it's going to basically give you still your typical progression for Kazalgar and everything like that. So you're going to get your cash, right? You're going to get your cash after you complete the quest, and the cash is still going to give you your heroic piece of gear, especially if it's one of your first 4. If it's one of your first 2, it's still going to give you that the delve key, right? So you can unlock the extra loot at the end of your +8 delve. So there's still progression to be had, even while you're doing the anniversary event, getting your caches, getting all that stuff. It's still happening, but now you're doing it via the anniversary quests.
And chance at loot. Your next quest is going to be about completing the revamped Blackrock Depths raid, which is an absolutely insane experience. I can't believe they actually took...
What the fuck is that? All right, fine. I leave blurps on still? Yeah, let me do that. What the hell? Who is that? Burning Viking? Yeah, thank you for that.
The time to make all of these bosses bring back, brand new mechanics that are awesome on a dungeon that we all love back in Classic. To start, it's actually very simple. You grab both the quests from Moira, and if you don't care about the difficulty at all, personally, you could just do what I did, and you just look for the experience and simply just queue up for Raid Finder for all the 3 wings separately. And I'm really excited to dive into there.
Raid Finder got nerfed too this morning, so normal and Raid Finder versions got nerfed, which is much better, but heroic still needs a massive nerf. Like I said, you want to do it for the experience or the quests, that's fine. If you want to do this for gear, this is a horrible way to get gear right now. Doing heroic Nerubar Palace will give you much more bang for your buck in terms of time and getting loot, because if you do this on heroic right now, you need to be like, at your group eye level needs to be like 625 to be able to kill anything in heroic. It's so insanely overtuned. There's a ton of unavoidable damage that's just going to kill you. So just don't even bother, because they're going to nerf it eventually. They have to.
At normal and potentially heroic to find a decent challenge heading into the future.
I'm completely deterred from this.
I was
since
no
yesterday.
jokingly shocked about how cool this raid was. It was nothing but a great time. I really hope that they continue to do stuff like this in the future more often. All these bosses give you % towards your daily quest.
Skill issue.
Fill-up bar.
I don't mind hard content in the game. Like, if they wanted to make BRD like very hard and it's going to be this progression thing, you're going to have to do the entire anniversary patch, and I'd be fine with that. But the fact that you have to be way higher, not just a little bit higher, way higher than the gear that drops in the fucking heroic version of the raid to be able to complete it, that's ridiculous. That's broken as shit. If you want to give me mythic gear from the heroic raid, fine, then I'll do it. That's cool. That's worth the challenge to me. But to kill these bosses for no reason whatsoever because you've outgeared everything that already drops in order to kill the bosses, that's ridiculous.
Chance to drop some really badass loot potentially in all 3 forms of content. For example, on the last boss, I got the Molten Iron Foe on my Protection Paladin, who was just fresh leveled up, and I boosted it all the way up to 606.
It's not supposed to be a face roll. No, I'm not mad that it's hard. I'm mad that the loot does not match the difficulty. Right? You should not have to. The loot should not be irrelevant by the time you can kill the bosses. That's all I'm saying. Up the item level of the loot a little bit. Give us like a legitimate 0.5 rate. If this is supposed to be harder than Nerubar Palace, make the gear a little bit better than Nerubar Palace. That's all I'm saying. Just make the gear a little bit better. If you don't want to tune it down, tune the gear up.
in there. Absolutely love it. Some of the
Sam
loot from
just
the
mad 'cause
heroic
he has
raid can
little
even drop up to 619 item level. For example, like this molten iron foe you see. So these rewards are still very,
Yeah, I don't
very
mind it being
juicy
hard.
for a
Just
lot
make
of
the
us
loot
players
worth
out
it.
there. Something I didn't know about until recently is that every boss that you kill drops some of these time warped relic coffer keys, which you can actually turn into the vendors right next to Moira to automatically
Yeah,
guarantee.
this is why I was kind of upset about it, because this is actually great. This is a really good thing. You can buy the gear you want from the raid by killing bosses in the raid and getting the keys to buy the shit. It's a great idea. You can fill up some of the slots that you haven't been able to get, but it's just way too overtuned. Honestly, Mythic Plus feels overtuned too. Yeah, it is. Mythic Plus is overtuned. If you compare it to the final season of Dragonflight, which is one of the most fun seasons that I've experienced in Mythic Plus, that season was great. Like the difficulty was perfect. It was fun to do the keys. All of the runs were great. It was pretty simple to learn at that time. But right now, Mythic Plus, yeah, it's very difficult, very very hard, especially for tanks and healers. Man, it's crazy how some of these abilities smack you.
You a purchase of item of your set choosing, which is a
Again, skill
very,
issue.
very
Yes,
awesome thing. For example, on my
it's true.
Paladin, I have a 580 item level ring, and everything else is 610 item level. So this made it very easily to get what I need and go about my day. So I'm going to target that ring, try to get it, and be good to go. For alternate
Yeah.
characters, this in particular is going to be very great to improve your gear quickly, and I'm absolutely going to be taking advantage of this over the next few weeks to get all of this done. You get Gilded Crest off the last boss on Heroic, a ton of amazing upgrades at loot, bronze tokens, guaranteed loot chest off the weekly chest, and so much more. If you are heading toward this event, number one priority has to be getting Blackrock Depths done. Next up, we have the
Yeah, if you
Chromie
can.
Codex quest that you grab from Chromie, and this is probably the most straightforward one of them all. Literally, all you do is queue up into the scenario. I'm not gonna
I
lie,
gotta
it
do
does
this.
take some time to get in there, about 10 to 15 minutes. You focus on queuing up, get in there. The gear rewards don't really reward you much other than some 571 chest gear, and then,
Yeah,
you
some
know,
transmog.
your loot chest as well from the quest, as well as the bronze tokens. But
Holy crap,
it is
I'm
still
awake.
great to
What's
get
up,
the weekly
Stinky?
quest done and go about your day. The last
Oh,
quest
come
is
in.
my personal favorite when it comes to just chilling by yourself. It's actually called a Soldier of Time, where you have to earn 500 honor in the Korax Revenge Battleground.
Right.
Literally, all you do is go to the Dungeon Finder tab.
So is this thing still taking like an absurdly long amount of time? Some people were talking about how long this
Can
thing was taking.
always use
Stinky,
another Death
oh,
Knight.
coming in with the Prime, Death Knight of our Scourge. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Come waking up and then priming. Oh my God, you must still be half asleep to prime to this stream. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. You wanted it was a 30-minute queue. Took you 30 minutes. Okay, but once you were in, how long did it take? Because I've heard this thing taking like 4 hours. I've heard this thing taking an absurdly long amount of time. Like people leaving their computers, coming back, and they're still on Korok's Revenge. So is that 3 hours? Shit. Yeah, I guess go beat one off, go eat, and then come back, and maybe you'll be done. Shit.
Go to the PvP option
kept
and
in
then
the mid-fight.
simply
2.5
select
hours?
Korax
Damn.
Revenge. Don't forget, while you're already in the PvP
Yeah, they
mood,
need to
though,
change
you can
that.
go back to Dornagal, acquire the weekly PvP quest to earn a free coin from that as well. But yes, something else important to note, ladies
You
and
just
gentlemen, is
yeah,
that
you could
can't
leave after you get the 500 honor, I guess. But I mean, if you're in there, you probably want to finish it, and if it's going to take that long, you're not going to. That's a problem.
simply swap over to alternate characters and complete all these quests to earn a bunch of additional bronze tokens. If you try to do that, it will just simply replace the bronze tokens
That's
with
crazy,
time warp
Cosmic.
badges rather than the tokens themselves. Okay, moving on now. You got all these coins. At this point, you should have a decent amount of them. You could start looking around the vendors to see if you could
How to
purchase
spend your
anything
coins. Here it is.
worthwhile. You shouldn't be able to obtain your tier 2 sets yet, but there are still other vendors that sell mounts, pets, cosmetics, stuff like that. So it's definitely worth your while, in my opinion. It's also important to note that after you buy your first piece of tier set appearance, you will get an achievement to reduce the cost
right.
drastically over and over again until eventually they're only 20 coins each. So the first couple weeks, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be kind of difficult earning a couple of these sets, but after that, it should be very, very easy to earn them all if that's what you're gonna do, kind of like what I'm doing.
Yeah, so you can't buy this set this week. There's no way. It's physically impossible. I think the maximum amount of coins you can get right now for the bronze coins is like 48 or something like that. So you won't get to 60 until next week. That's even if you're min-maxing the shit out of everything. What I would say, though, is do not spend too many of the coins right now. Make sure you have enough so that way next week when you get your next 48, I think it's 45 or 48, whatever it is, it's around that. You want to have enough from this week to be able to get to 60 because you want to buy that first piece of tier set gear to start bringing down the price of the rest of them, right? You don't want to wait an extra week for that. So just make sure that whatever you spend this week Don't go beyond probably spending like, I don't know, 20-ish of these coins.
Personally, up first, though, I'm going to be going for that
You messed
Blizzard
up and spent all
Employee
yours.
Shield
I mean,
helmet.
eventually you'll get all this, and then once you hit 100 coins earned, you'll get an achievement that'll allow you to just grind out infinite coins. So it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just saying if you really want to maximize everything perfectly, save enough to make sure you can get your tier set next week.
You know, sword, back piece, all that sort of stuff for my Protection Paladin, because I think it looks really awesome for them. You know, you combine that with all the buffs Protection Paladin has gotten over the last couple of weeks. I would say I'm feeling pretty damn good about Prot right now. You could also go ahead and grab some of these old anniversary event pets, but I don't think it's much of a priority to a lot of people compared to some of the other items, but if that's what you want to do, go crazy. Hands down, one of my favorite things about this is the brand new items that they added from the Time Walking vendor. Items like the Pendulum of Doom, the Light Forge Blade, the Flurry Axe, stuff like that. All the old rare gear that's really, really cool. It's also really cheap. And additionally, they added those Season of Discovery items in the previous phase that look awesome as well. I absolutely love that they did this, and I hope they continue to add some more rare old gear moving forward. Additionally, when it comes to earning some more bronze tokens, the weekly quest back in Dornogal will start earning you bronze tokens per weekly quest. Additionally, weekly activities out in the world like the Theater Troupe and the Awakening of the Machine quest, pretty much everything that we had previously on our weekly to-do list, it will now earn you an additional bronze coin as well. Something else that I just learned about was that your first kill on Queen Ansurect on any difficulty will also reward you 3 coins for that week as well. So rather than just, you know, progressing on Heroic or Mythic, you're definitely going to want to try and at least kill her on any difficulty possible, starting at LFR to quickly get your 3 coins.
I'm sure I looked at the shit that said this because we went through how you earn all the coins. I didn't realize that killing Queen Ansurek will do that. Damn.
If you're really planning on spending a lot of these coins and you're trying to get all the rewards possible, you're going to want to try to get up to 100 tokens earned so you can get the achievement called Token Collector.
Yeah, this
After
is the
earning this achievement, you have the opportunity to earn bronze celebration tokens from repeatable 20th anniversary activities. This can include, you know, potentially killing world bosses, raid bosses, and other events as well during this time. Nothing's officially confirmed about what this gives you additional tokens from, but the idea is that you're just going to be getting a lot more during this time period. By the way, Blizzard just officially released some last-minute class changes to the Arcane Mage and Frost Death Knight, nerfing them in both areas, as well as Beastmastery Hunter when it comes to kill command, which is a very big surprise because a couple of hours before we released the video talking about really big changes happening and who got the most out of them all, they actually just posted this. So on top of that, just today, they announced that Feral Druid is getting buffed as well, thankfully, to their Shred being buffed by 20%, Rake being buffed by 5%, and Wild Slashers being buffed by 15%. We could also assume that a lot of these classes are going to be getting nerfed and adjusted by this Tuesday coming up, because in case you haven't noticed the latest logs for Elemental Shaman, and they are going crazy right now.
Yeah, they already nerfed Chain Lightning. It's down to 10% per chain rather than 20%. I think is the damage decrease. So yeah, they already nerfed them a little bit.
Elemental Shaman ending the fight at 4.8 million DPS all on their own. I mean, we all knew the first couple of weeks of this massive patch was going to be buggy and all over the place, so just try to hold on until they give us some updates. Lastly, when it comes to the anniversary event, don't forget that you can earn a free
lightning rod.
Yeah, my bad. Incredible. The idea is that you pretty much have to participate and complete an achievement called a cool 20 years, which requires you to pretty much just complete all the anniversary event to-do list items like the Fashion Frenzy event, the Mount Mania, riding on a balloon.
That's what I was saying, like doing all these like little side events like the Fashion Frenzy and all this stuff. Like they're good for this mount, but you don't need to do them for the coins. So if you just want to hold off on them and do them once you've, you know, gotten everything you want from the coins, that's fine.
The Lore Walker Cho event. Pretty much anything involving the event right here. So if you're interested, you can take a screenshot, start knocking these down. Don't forget also, if you're interested in race changing your character into Drakthir, you can now do that if you're a warrior, rogue, hunter, mage, warlock, or priest. Lance has already done it to his shadow priest.
Yeah, but don't be a warlock right now. They're so shitty. Oh my god, warlocks are in the gutter. Somebody go help your warlock brethren. Oh man, their DPS is so trash right now. It's okay. If you're still good at the game, don't worry. You're always going to be doing fine, but my god, I've never seen warlocks, you know, all 3 specs and this much hurting.
For Drakthir, he's loving it right now. He's incredibly happy about his decision already. Additionally, it's like 30% off right now, so if you're going to do it, now is the time. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is just about everything that you can do right now, how to get it done during the patch event, and how to be really efficient with it. We have a couple big news videos coming up in the next few days, and I'm sure we're going to get a ton of class changes come Tuesday, so get ready for more content. Nevertheless, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
Nice.
Hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Listen, if you guys enjoyed the content, we have a ton
you
of
enjoy
other
it?
videos to help you get
I
through the
enjoyed
war
it. It's
within,
fine.
like these two right here. And since you're already here, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button to join the Comeback Kids family today, because every subscriber matters. Thank you all so much for enjoying the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
True, yeah. Good video. Good video. Yeah, min-maxing, all that stuff. You know, WoW players were known for it. Being degenerates, you're known for it. So just degenerate your way through. My God, why are all the shit auto-playing? I turned autoplay off. The fuck's going on these days?
Okay, 11.
As I was saying, it's still on here, I guess. Making sure that you min-max stuff, you know, if you don't want to, you just want to enjoy the event for what it is, that's always fine too. But if you want to make sure that you get all the coins you could possibly get this week, don't worry about all these side events. Just do the world bosses, do the stuff. Maybe avoid BRD, heroic level difficulty. Just do the difficulty you need to complete the quest, which is just do Moira on LFR, kill the final boss. That's about it. Other than that, enjoy the event for what it is. It's been pretty fun so far, other than BRD absolutely face rolling us.